Hey everybody, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tool Farts here.
Tool Farts here.
Somewhere.
And
Right
we're going to do our wrap up of our most recent cruise, which was on the NCL Breakaway, the Vlogger Extravaganza. And it was a great cruise.
Yeah,
it was a great cruise. We had done that cruise before, so we weren't worried about getting off ship at all, because we wanted to make sure we took part in all the different things that the vloggers had put together for us new time vloggers. So first, what should we address first?
How about the accessibility issues?
So we again, which if you've been watching our videos, you already saw our room video. We were 12441. It was a handicap accessible room. This is the first time we had one with an automatic door. And that was fun.
Yeah.
Couple things we can say about that room, even though I don't know if we touched on them in the review. It was a very long walk to the nearest elevator.
Yeah.
We did not get to pick out this room. We did our reservation for the Vlogger Extravaganza through EDCC. Normally we do all of our reservations through our cruise consultant, Felipe, and he knows the type of position we like and stuff like that. So we didn't get to pick this room. It was quite a long walk to the elevators, and the hallways are very, very, very narrow. So when they have the carts in the hallway, you have to turn sideways.
Yeah.
Even a skinny person would have to turn sideways to
Yeah.
get down those hallways. One time we were coming back from port, and I had my walker. There was no way we could get through. Finally, some crew helped us. They folded up my walker, and they just carried it all the way up the hallway. Yeah, all over the carts.
Over the carts.
To our room. Very narrow hallways. Very narrow hallways on this ship. The bathroom setup on this room was good. We liked it. Good shower pressure. The shower was good.
Yeah, water pressure was great.
Didn't get all over the floors. Had good drainage.
Yeah.
The only thing we would say is that it did have a little bit of a mildewy smell.
Yeah, kind of musty, mildew.
Not a lot. It was just like probably by day like 4. We were like,
it seemed like later.
do you smell that?
Yeah.
Is that? Anyways, and the biggest thing for the ship is there's no USBs in the rooms. No USB plugs. None in our room, at least. And so luckily Ron had the power strip cord that he always brings that has USBs in it and
which
plugs.
we pointed out in the video.
Yeah, and this room also has one of the pull-down beds if you're going to have another person sleep in your room, and it was on my side of the bed, and the way they had the bed originally positioned, there was no way you could get in or out of that bed in the middle of the night without doing damage to yourself.
I don't know why
it
those
was too
beds
close.
stick out so far, because you'd think they could recess them in the wall. But
yeah, I don't know. But we just tried to figure out what we could do. Ron came up with taking his little nightstand, moving it. We just tucked it under the little vanity area, and then we pushed the bed over as far as we could, and it worked.
Worked good.
So it was a pretty quiet room. We didn't have a lot of noise around us because we weren't close to stairs or elevators. But just want to let you know these things in case you get assigned this room. If you had a wheelchair, if you were in a wheelchair, I don't know where you would store that wheelchair in that room. We had a hard time finding someplace just to store my walker.
Yeah, there's
collapsed and leaning up against a wall.
Not a lot of empty space area that you can.
Yeah. So just some things to think about, and by all means watch our reviews so you can actually see the room.
Yeah.
The other thing that I like to talk about, which is very important, is where all the handicap bathrooms are. So here we go. We spent a lot of time at Oshinan's, breakfast, lunch.
Yep.
Great place to go. And they're up on deck 7 on the rear end of Oshinan's, just past the desk where you sign in. There's a handicap bathroom right there.
Right there.
Easy access. That's on deck 7. Deck 6 down by the atrium. I don't know which direction it would be.
Forward elevators, staircase area.
Yeah, if you go through that way, opposite end of Starbucks and the bar. You go up to that way, you go to the bathrooms. They have regular men and women's bathroom, and then at the far end of the hall on the left, they do have a handicap bathroom. I did a couple times have to use the regular bathrooms because someone was in the handicap bathroom, and they were fine. They had ample room. There was no worrying about getting past a doorway or anything like that, like we found on the other ships. So that is 6 on the atrium.
And the men's restroom was really nice. It was big. They had a lot of stalls and everything. Very nice.
Yeah, another strange thing on this ship was they only had 2 banks of elevators.
Yeah.
Every other ship we've been on with Norwegian, and that's all we've cruised with is Norwegian because we love them. There's usually 3 banks. You have forward, mid, and aft elevators, and they called these a forward and an aft. The aft was nowhere near the aft, and the forward was more like midship.
Yeah, it was right by the atrium, which is pretty much midship.
Yeah,
so.
And it was just strange. I mean, it holds almost 4,000 people, and it got crazy sometimes. And again, it just makes for long walks to get somewhere. You're not going to leave your room, to go down to the Garden Cafe to get an ice cream cone because you're going to have to walk a long way just to get to an elevator or a set of stairs.
The length of the ship. And it's a big one.
Garden Cafe was a pretty nice setup. It was all right. We didn't eat a lot up there, but wanted to let you know they do have a bar at the rear side of it.
Yeah.
You can get beer and wine and simple drinks. They don't do anything with blenders or anything like that, but it's
but you can get sodas and beers and wines.
The bar that's up at the front side of
just outside of Garden Cafe.
Garden Cafe, they can do blended drinks, so they have everything there. Wanted to let you know that Cagney's has those weird rounded high armchairs like we told you about on the Spirit. And so as soon as I saw those while we were waiting to go in, we had a reservation 5:30. I told Ron, I said, "Oh, there's those chairs. Make sure you ask for a chair with no arms." And where they seated us back against the windows towards the back, they had plenty of tables, 2s, 4s with no chairs with no arms, and they also had, it looked like some chairs from outside that they were substituting. But they do have those weird rounded high arm chairs, so just a warning there. Also the Breakaway Theater, we wanted to let you know they do have quite a few rows designated as handicap. They had them on both the right side, the left side, and a couple in the middle. Actually seating in the theater, not a bar stool at the rear. So that was nice to see.
Yeah.
That was very nice to see.
You'll see in this video, there's a little clip of us in that area, so.
Okay, and then also, we disembarked on deck 7, which we assumed that we were going to disembark on deck 6.
Yeah.
Anyways, we made the wrong assumption, and we also were planning on having O'Sheenan's for breakfast, but guess what? Because we are disembarking on 7, O'Sheenan's was not open for breakfast. So, again, another, just to let you know, in case you're planning on O'Sheenan's for breakfast on disembarkation day, probably not going to happen because they disembark from that floor. Other things, let's see. Yes, we had to do the old style muster drills, and our meeting area was in the theater.
Yeah, which wasn't too bad.
It was a joke because it turned out way towards the end when they were waiting for people, they were telling everybody, just stand up here because we ran out of seats.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
you're going to have, how many people you have in per room and how many rooms your little person's in charge of.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
So Joanne brought her walker so she could sit on it, which wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was just up against the wall.
Actually, I did find the tall stool to sit on.
Yeah.
But other people had it even worse, I think, in the atrium and some other places.
Yeah, I think everybody had negative comments.
Nobody was happy about that.
To say about that, yeah. And maybe we're just NCL cruisers, but we really didn't experience lack of service like a lot of people are talking about. And
No.
maybe our expectations aren't the same as what other people, why they were experiencing such bad services as they were talking about. We did notice that, yeah, we didn't get to see our room steward. You know, we met him the first day in the evening, I think, and I, asked him for my ice bucket, which he brought every day, and told him that we were usually gone by 8:30 in the morning. So he did our room really early in the morning. He said, I'll do your room first. And but we didn't see him very much.
Yeah, and he apologized about not seeing him, and because he said he had like 25 rooms to do, and normally they only do like 10, I think. So they were all swamped.
Yeah, it was crazy. And some bar service, I mean, we were in the atrium a lot, and you know, lots of in the good old days, pre-COVID, you could just put your room card up and somebody will come over and, bring you a drink. They usually had so many people cruising around in the atrium or on the outdoor deck or wherever. And we did notice that doesn't seem to be as fluid as it used to be. But again, you're there, you're supposed to be relaxing. So if it takes 6 minutes to get a drink instead of 3, you're still getting a drink.
Yeah.
So we didn't experience a lot of the negativity that a lot of people have been talking about. But again, like I said, we're avid NCL cruisers, so it was fine. We did feel the difference of less amount of staff. We did feel it, but it didn't bother us like a lot of people have been complaining about.
Yeah, I mean, it was noticeable, but it for us, it wasn't really inconvenient.
Yeah,
but
it didn't ruin our vacation.
Other people, not so much. But
yeah, so that's about it. We can also say for us, this is a big ship, 4,000 people. That's a lot of people, and we personally still prefer the smaller ships. We like the Jewel class, the 2,800, maybe 3,000 people. This ship was just too big and too many people. Yeah. And I mean, again, if you're, for all the cruise lines, if you're gonna, fill your ships back to capacity, then you need to have the staff to take care of that capacity. And that's for all the cruise lines. That's not just NCL. That's for all of them. So we're happy that the next 2 cruises we have are on our favorite classes of ships. Yeah. So hopefully they'll be a lot better.
Yeah.
Moving forward. So, got anything else?
I think that's it.
Yep. So that's it. This is the end to our Vlogger Extravaganza wrap up.
I would say again, it was. We tried to take advantage of all the activities that the vloggers were putting on. They did a great job. The MC, shout out to Josh Holcomb. He is excellent.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
And they did a great job as best they could with, some pushback from NCL on some things. But it was well worth.
I don't think anyone anticipated it to be as big as it turned out to be. So that's a lot. So we just wanted to give a big shout out to all the vloggers out there that we met. Yeah. And that have subscribed to our channel and liked our channel, and we have gone from under 100 before we left on this cruise. We were still at 60, 70-ish,
something like
70-ish, and we are at over 175 now. Yeah. So people, thank you for helping spread the news, and that's what all of us new vloggers are doing for each other. We're all subscribing and watching and seeing what tips we can learn from each other. So thumbs up to everybody that's done it, and all the fans that were on the ship, and just thank you so much for helping our channel grow as quickly as it's growing. Thank you so much. So we'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Cool farts out.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, good morning. So we're at the meet and greet on the first sea day here on the Vlogger Extravaganza. And we're ready to go. Our Starbucks. And they were handing out sunglasses. Raffle tickets. So I'm going to take a trip down to the front of the theater and check out them.
All right, don't trip.
It could have been any time.
There's the swag they're giving away. Come on, smile, people, smile. Morning. 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 Morning, everyone. I got that.
How would you like to sit, baby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I'm so sorry.
Friendly people. This is the Q&A session. Getting off in Cozumel. Got our ship, the Breakaway, on the right, and the new NCL Prima on the left. Almost to the shore. The dock. Heading that way. 2 ships.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't see.
So we've got the Pearl next to us. Well, kind of next. Costa Maya. See the shore. NCL Pearl. Bit windy out today.